Oh, oh, what did I click? Oh. Okay, let's just see. Let's do a little testing. A little experimentation. I'm gonna pop out. We're going to move out. That's quite a bit of experience I've wasted. Well, wasted. Not my best, but quick turnaround. Wow? No. Anybody over here? Yep. 2, 3. This is probably be a quite fun map to actually get out of bounds on. I don't think you can though. What a neat little map though, look at it. What a cool shape. Let's see if I could use an arm pan. Halidare. Flip it. A little bit of red paint. That's a sweet map. How should I thought there was like a way to move the map. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll just do it like that. Give me a better background for the map. That looks good. Oh god, it's gonna do this. Okay, well, you're gonna do this, I'll do this. It's gonna make me take an exact screenshot. That's always so weird. I have no idea what that looks like to you guys. I apologize. A bit of a tricky shot. Is that... Let's see how this goes. Oh, geez, what the heck? My timing was way off. No! Okay. It was a terrible shot. Hello. I don't know. Something about that last half seemed laggy. That was weird. I don't know. That was bad. Bad timing on my part. A little bit of escape power. Wait, how many did I have? 3. Very nice. I'm glad I could actually get those. So we are still on the same playthrough from earlier. I have not reset. I just woke up. So I'm going to blame it on being tired, even though I'm like the best at Sphida. So it's not that. I'm just tired. But we're still on the same seed potentially. So let's see if the Bakus are big like the Kaji. And if they're not, we're going to go to Chapter 6, Rainbow Butterfly Woods, and we're going to check the Gobblers to see if they're big. Oh, nice. I was thinking about watching Lobos Jr. play Valheim. He's a pretty competent player in games like those. I've seen Neebs Gaming play Valheim, but they're not competent people. And they'll probably never play that game again, sadly. They're funny people, but that game's way outside their skill level. It's hilarious you play Valheim, the game with like gods and stuff, on Sunday. Well, I guess Conan has gods and stuff too. This is weird. I mean, either I'm still groggy from my nap, or this is weird. I usually hook something by now. That was more than enough shakes. No, it's my point though, is you're playing a game with religions on Sunday. That's the funny point. There's like the deer god and all that stuff. Again, I haven't played Valheim enough to know, maybe I'm just talking nonsense, but I thought like all the like the bosses were gods. Isn't it like all Norse mythology and stuff? That was the humor I was aiming for. versus playing something like Ark Survival Evolved or anything like that. It's just funny that it's one of the 2 games that actually involves gods on a Sunday. It's like playing Conan and being like, oh, it's time to pray to Crom. Who? Crom. You know, every Sunday I log into Conan Exiles and I pray at my altar with 600 deaths. And it's like, okay, there. Man, I wish... That's actually really funny that you play a certain patch of Conan Exiles. Because, like, I actually really hate what they did to Stargazer's Crest. And, like, in 2 of the patches, actually. They ruined that place. So, 88-244, that seems pretty good. Does that seem similar to the Kajis? It kinda does. Time zones are cruel. This is a pretty late stream for me, honestly, to be starting at 3:30 p.m. Hilariously, this is usually when I'm ending my streams. Thank you. I'm actually on the same save from earlier. I haven't reset my PS2. So I'm trying to see if the large Kaji I was catching earlier are repeatable with other fish on the lure rod. So like I'm gonna go check gobblers and these Baku Baku, but it looks like 9088 to 29088. That looks pretty big. I choose the peak version of fun. Again, I'd have to see exactly which patch it was, because there were some good ones and there were some bad ones. And every Conan player plays pretty differently, so each patch was pretty brutal. I don't want to brag, but I actually had the world record in Conan Exiles for a moment there. I'm very particular about what patch I play on, so like it's not even a joke. Yeah, see, the one I prefer is actually after that. There was, I don't even know which one it was. I could figure it out. But there was a patch right before, I think it was the Age of War? Or no. Yeah, I think it was before the Age of War, at the end of Age of Sorcery, where they had all of the old journey step systems. So there's mounts, animals, the new follower system. Okay, so it's early, okay. That's pretty good, but there's some things it's missing that I liked. For instance, what I would like to do is have the old journey step system, the good one, and then the end of the Age of Sorcery, right as the golems came out. I didn't give a shit about the golems. But the reason for that is, let me try to remember all this exactly, is if you had the old journey step system, you could immediately start the game, run out to Noob River and to the right to a camp, and as soon as you had killed the 2 sorcerers at that camp and left, you could potentially be level 18 in under 10 minutes with the old journey step system. And like, I miss that so much because like it had the auto unlock journey step, so like you didn't have to like, oh, let me just switch over to my swordsman fucking journey and click, close the menu, kill a crocodile, open the menu again, switch to the armorer perk so I can skin the crocodile. I hate that shit. But if you collected enough sorcerer skulls, you could run to the savannah over by Swagger, I think it's Swagger Rock. And there was a sorcerer guy who would sell you legendary weapons depending on how like fast, or not how fast, but what time of day you got there. And if you got there fast enough, you could get the Valpetator? I can't remember how to pronounce it. Razor, which is the lightest, I think it's the lightest two-handed greatsword in the game, while being one of the best legendary greatswords in the game. You could buy that with the sorcerer's skulls. Or no, you had to trade the skulls for something. I can't remember. Anyways, you could buy 2 of those greatswords and then run to the Mounds of the Dead and use those 2 greatswords to kill enough of the specters to reach level 60 in under 2 hours. And by the time you hit level 60 in under 2 hours, you could have thousands of steel ingots. You could have a ton of steel reinforcements. You could have steel, like, sickles, picks. Sometimes you could even find hardened steel picks and stuff like that. You could find all sorts of lotus potions and whatnot. It was insane. It was such a good time to play the game. And, like, if you wanted to make a new character, you could be max level within 2 hours. You, again, would have so much steel just for free. It was so good. I literally loved speedrunning 1 to 60 in Conan Exiles for like months. And then they were just like, yep, we're going to change it all over. And then they completely revamped the journey step system, and it ruined like everything for me. Ugh. I almost had it down to an hour and a half. I think I could have. If I'd have kept practicing on that certain patch, I think I could have been level 60 in an hour and a half from a new save file. I was getting so good at it. Actually, believe it or not, Conan Exiles is the first thing I ever streamed. So long ago. Well, a year ago. But... so yeah, these are all heavy fish. That's really weird. I was talking about Conan Exiles. I'm sure that was very confusing. I apologize. I try not to talk about other games while I'm playing a certain game, but I've been fishing for almost 200 hours, so it's kind of like, you have to. But welcome. Welcome, welcome. Sorry I didn't welcome you first. I always figure answering a question is slightly more important. But we're doing a little fishing, a little fish testing. Earlier today, I was catching a lot of 120 to 130 centimeter kaji out at Shigura Village. So I figured I'd come here to see if I'd catch about roughly the same size. Yeah, it's a pretty big game. That's a good grind as well. Trying to remember exactly what patch that was. Did you have the arena champion? Does that... if it's right at the start of all that stuff, I don't think you even had the arena champion. Oh, it does have the arena champion. Okay, that's not so bad. That's okay. I'm trying to like picture exactly when it is. Who reigns supreme as base thrall? Is it Delenzia? So long as Delenzia is champion, I can play. That's in my wheelhouse. Ugh. Fucking champion. Champions who got me into the game. Don't curse the champion. The champion just annihilated me one time, and I was just like, what is this? Excuse me. And then Delenzia Snow Hunter. Ugh. My heart goes out to her. I literally, is so hard for me to not build. And I can't even, it's bad, I actually can't remember the mountain now. But there's a certain mountain up on Stargazer's Crest. And if you run to the other side of the woods, I build over there. Well, yeah, so Volcano Thralls, absolutely. Relic Hunter Thralls, I do not agree with you. I hate them. I don't know why either. I am a mountains player. I build on a specific part of the mountain that when I play solo, it forces the meteors to all fall in the same spot, so I can always have star metal. The star metal will never fall in any of the other regions of the mountain because of where I build. At certain points, I have to tell myself to not run up into the mountain to collect more because I have so much, and I don't want to get more brimstone. And it's not like Brimstone's far away. I love that place. You got Brimstone over in the Sulphur Lakes, or what's it called? The Dried Springs? No, Shattered Springs. You two might actually... Oh my god, you two might be the perfect people for me to talk about this event. I have quit playing Conan Exiles twice. After, like, I don't know, a good 50, 60 hours of getting through a solo play. I get to a purge. This happened again twice, so I'm describing the same story, basically. I'll get to a purge. I'll get all my thralls. I'll get everything set up. Everybody's got a truncheon in case I need it, and I'm just preparing. And it's like, okay, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? Come on, humans. I'm going to switch all my people to truncheons. If it's humans, this is going to be good. It's going to be fun. And, like, I don't remember exactly what happened in the first one. I don't know if it, like, glitched or just I wasn't prepared. But when the purge showed up, it was like an undead army, like undead dragon and everything. And it was like, okay, I can handle this. I can handle this. And then mixed in were, like, living people. And it was just like, oh god, like, you're not on the wiki. Who are you people? And of course, mixed in was a tier 4 weaponsmith or something like that. And it was like, oh, I need him. Necromancers. But, I mean, one of them was like a weaponsmith. And it was just like, okay, I need him. And, like, he was dead within, like, moments. This was like a really old patch. 2021, I'd say. Maybe 2020, because it was early pandemic. And then I had a second time, and this one was on stream, but I had a second one where I got invaded by people, and, like, I was just in panic mode. It was not a good time. I was panicked. And then a tier 4 armorer who was going to make the Sumerian armor at, you know, purge tier showed up, and I was like, okay, hold on. If I can build a wheel and knock them out myself, it'll be all right. And then I realized you can't build during the purge. And, like, I was just trying to kite the person away from my people as I was just like, go away! Leave us alone! And it wasn't happening. They were just chasing after us, and since I was in the mounds, if I led the person too far in one direction, I was gonna find specters and what. It's just, ugh. Quit playing both times. Killed me. Oh my god, it killed me to kill tier 4 purge, weaponsmith, and armorers. And it was just like, I hate this game. I hate this game so much. And then I farmed work for like days. And I never found work of the Lost Tribe, so I was like, ah, fuck this. I'm going to Sinners. So I went down to Sinner's Refuge and just never found Zalith, or I can't remember what his name is. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll find Gur Legbiter. Like, I don't necessarily like the Hyborian armor, but I'll take it if I can't find Sumerian. And I couldn't find Gur Legbiter, and it was just like, okay. I think I'm just going to take a break. Which really sucks because Conan, like, nails so many things. Gosh, I cannot talk. I need to wake up more. Just absolutely crushes it. Oh, God, why does this happen sometimes? Alright, so I feel like the Baku aren't as big as I want them to be, but that doesn't mean the seed has not transferred. Because they're still pretty big. But they could be bigger. Because, like, the first Kaji we caught earlier today was pretty freaking big. It was like a 120, 400. So I would expect that in Baku to be at least like a 90. You know what, I'm doing it. I said I wouldn't. Oh, he stole my thing, asshole. Oh, that's another thing. I love communities that work hard to keep their fandoms or their wikis or whatever it is they've got grouped together. But, like, Conan updates their game so sporadically that, like, it's just useless. I mean, like, you can figure stuff, like, some stuff out if you've been playing for a while and you know what to look for information. But, like, for new players, it's just useless. You can't figure anything out. Yeah, so I really didn't want to play Pow World. Oh, really? Ugh. That's, the old D&D. Hey, we're just gonna wrap up Game of Thrones in a couple episodes so that we can go work on Star Wars. Please don't. Please don't. And they did it. Oh. Wow, that's, ooh. I'll maybe wait then. I've got a lot on my plate. I just saw nothing bad about Pow World. I saw plenty of people who were just like, I mean, it's not the greatest game ever, but like, it's better than we thought. Yeah, see, I think the thing that sold me on it was that it's what you expect Biomutant to have at least been. Like, it at least had that. Yeah, like, that's pretty much the description I heard. Was like, if you waited to buy Biomutant and then heard that it wasn't worth it, this was your chance to like, this one's actually... This is what it could have been. And it's like, oh, damn. I just hope it's big enough to make other people realize that Pokemon doesn't own that genre. In fact, more fishing. Although I'm not catching fish I want to see. Am I good? We're good. How much money do I have? Whatever. I'm literally not going to walk the 5 feet. We are, in fact, talking a little Pow World. They actually add training Pokeballs, then I'll buy it, but then I'll play something else. Yes, Pow World. See, yeah, I don't know enough about it. I don't know all the mechanics and everything. Nice. I read one review that was just like, if you have waited to play Biomutant until now, this is your chance to just not play Biomutant at all. And it was like, man, that's a good one. I'm a sucker for a review that's like, there's truth there. But at the same time, you might have just sold me on the review that they ditched their other game. Yeah, see, that sucks. Who was I watching? It was such a weird stream. It made me feel so uncomfortable, but like it shouldn't have. Oh, it was Disguised Toast. I used to watch them back in like 2013 or something like that, do Hearthstone. I do play on controller, so that would bother me. Oh, interesting. That's a strange choice to do, but... Oh! That explains why I heard people... Or not heard them, that's like actually crazy talk. I read about people on Reddit talking how Sony makes it difficult to roll out new updates, and that was screwing over console, and I was just like, well, what does that even matter? They had a big update already, but that... So they're on... Wow, interesting. Oh, nice. Salty with the pro strats. I'm just kidding. I will admit, I do try to play games for less than 2 hours. Just to see, like, I mean, if you got a big enough backlog, you don't need to keep every game. I mean, plus there is always the try and buy it later when it is like $2. Minecraft after it blew up. Only cost me $5 to get Minecraft. When the hell did you buy Minecraft? What the fuck? I bought Minecraft, I think, in beta for 15. I was gonna say, I was gonna be like, I got a better deal than this guy, I bet. But when did you buy it in alpha? When the hell did you buy it? Yeah, like, what the shit? I remember being, like, a young kid and thinking, like, this game's gonna be huge. Like, please, please, let me have $15 so I can play it on your computer, Mom. And she was just like, ah. And it was like, you're gonna be blown away. And I just remember buying it and, like, them not being impressed and, like, not happy that I had actually bought a game that looked this terrible. And I just remember thinking, like, you don't understand. I am 29. So I guess I just didn't have the vision. I was a year late. It was such a big deal in my friend group. I remember one of my friends actually using their lemonade money. Legitimate lemonade money. I mean, it was actually like a lemonade cup, so it wasn't like a stand. But they used a job from a lemonade thing on the side to pay for another friend's Minecraft so that we could all play Minecraft together. I had a friend, yeah, in high school who followed, what was it, TruthorBot or something? And one day he woke up and it said Bitcoin was like $3 or something like that. And he was like, I just got all my graduation money. I could buy so much Bitcoin. And like, obviously never did, but... Well, just be grateful because my friend just thinks about it every night when he goes to bed. And he bought, what is it called? What was the Z one during like the pandemic? I can't even remember. Oh yeah, no, understandable to be angry about it, but it's be angry at your father or hate yourself for the rest of your life. So, what kind of hate do you want? What kind of therapy do you wanna get? Or at least be glad you weren't the person who was on the news because you threw it away and now you're at the dump looking for it. Or you're the person who paid for pizza for a couple years. There are other decently smart people who at some point while they had tons of it just didn't make any money. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, like, who was the guy that literally just bought pizzas for a while? Oh. Don't go too far. Where's my bounce? I believe he did. What? That was a perfect shot. Where was the bounce? That had topspin. There's no face palm on that. Wait, is there only... Are those my only fishing spots? Did the game serve me up the worst fishing spots imaginable? Ooh. How am I supposed to catch monsters here? We're gonna be doing a land fishing. Alright, which one? We got long one. That's not even one. We've literally got one fishing spot. And Dark Cloud's serving it up. How are my monster levels? Well, I will have you know that I'm only in chapter 4 because I have the shell talkie. But I have the Thunder Gemron. It's level 58. And I was working on the Pixie. But I haven't touched anybody else. I just wanted to get all the badges done, so I leveled that one up. I was going to get it to Holy, and then as soon as I hit Thunder, it just took another step in, like, how much experience you needed. And it was like, why do you hate me? Why, like, actually. They still haven't responded to any of my emails, and I get this funky, like, auto-response email now. I'm kidding. But seriously, if any of you have contact with the developers, I need to talk to them. It's for my mental health. Okay, so I'm looking for like a 110, 120 gobbler right now. No, maybe 100, 110. I'm trying to prove that when you start your game, your fish are predetermined. Not that you catch the same fish every time, but it's like, hey, you're gonna catch small, medium, and large fish. Hey, you're gonna catch medium and large fish. You're gonna catch medium and small fish. You're gonna catch small fish. And I'm trying to see that you can take that and run to different places. So like maybe you spawn in Shigura Village because the fish are easier to catch there. Since you can just run straight up to the water from a save point. And then you could teleport to somewhere that's a little harder to get to, but you already know once you get to that fishing spot, you can catch big fish. But instead of spending 20 minutes running through a dungeon at a low level to get to the fishing spot at the end to catch small fish, you could again start in Palm Brinks, catch a couple fish at the lake, and then teleport to Chapter 3, fight the dragons, beat the dragons, and catch your giant Umatakara. Instead of, again, running the Umatakara level and just being like, why am I not catching big Umatakara? And it's like, well, you're not on a good seed, so you're not going to find any. And it's like, well, what are you talking about? And then you re-explain what I just said there, but probably better. Yeah, and it's kind of just like big time cope, because I caught a giant fish a really long time ago and I have no idea how to explain it. And I don't want to just say that I got really lucky, because that's embarrassing and I don't like that. It's not embarrassing, but I would like to at least be like, oh yeah, I hit a 1 in 300,000, and people can be like, oh yeah, you got really lucky, and it's like, I did. But if it's just like a 1 in 1,000 and nobody else has just for some reason hit it, because that's how RNG works, and all of a sudden a bunch of people hit it like next week, it'll make me feel pretty bad. It'll just be like, damn, I was just the first guy to put in enough time. I guess that's cool. Or on the flip side, it's like a 1 in a million and I should actually be very happy, but I don't know. So we're trying to figure it out, but I can't figure it out. I used to just fish as well. At one time, I was just a simple man. I was a simple man with simple dreams to get my luck stat to 100 so I could catch a beautiful Mardan and level it up and win a contest with it in my playthrough. This is a decent fish. Hello. Hello there. And then I stumbled onto 2 people doing just so much stuff. Just, what does this stat actually do? What does this stat actually do? How big do these fish get? Where's the best place to catch these fish? And I was just like, oh, well, check out these stats I just caught. And they were like, those are okay, but these are the fish we've caught. And I was like, oh. 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 Oh my. Not bad. Not bad. We'll take though. Take that. Take those. Couldn't even finish that word. Sounds depressing. I mean, it depends who you ask. If you ask me, you know it sounds depressing. Finding out that you've spent almost 500 hours shiny hunting a Celebi incorrectly, and the reason you never got shiny is because you've been doing it wrong. Alright, so that's okay enough to put for the daily record. It's right on guess. I'm glad I lowered my guess to 100. It was more accurate. It wasn't a 110. 284 isn't bad. 400 should be about the max. I think 344 is my record, technically. It was a 167, but I caught it on a bait rod, and in order to compare baiting with luring, you have to double it. Oh, hold your horses. What do you think they are? I'll let you get in a second guess, and then I'll show you. You seem like a smart one. They are not low. They are maximum. They are the max. Although, who knows? Maybe we need low stats. Let me catch this real quick. This is probably another 100. Which might mean, oh, interesting. So, Shigura Village has 2 fish caught on 1 lure, and I was catching big Kaji, but I wasn't catching big Hamahama. But now I'm catching big Gobblers, but I'm not catching big Baku. Interesting. So maybe it is related, but it's dependent on certain fish. Those aren't records. I hate to break your heart, but those are not records. Those are like daily records. You are such a hype person. That is great. Yeah, no, those aren't even close. Those don't even break my personal records, and I don't even hold the world record on that fish. Got another decent one here. The world record's like 139 centimeters. Mine's 133, so I'm not far off, but... Yes. I think I'm at hour, like, 300 now. Oh, shoot, let me catch, so sorry, so sorry. If you were wondering how somebody gets to those amount of time in, like, days, this is exactly how. That happened so long ago. I forget that's, like, impressive to people. Thank you. They're both like that. Personally, I'm more impressed with these. Yep, I do like the lure rod more. Fishing takes way more time. What do you mean? Lure rod versus bait rod? Absolutely not. No way. Have you been watching this? Watch this. Shake. Wait 2 seconds. Fish. There's no way. Absolutely no way. You're telling me you can catch faster on a bait rod? Flip them on out there. Let's see if I can do it again. Shake. Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. Another fish. We'll chuck it, because it's a small one. So interesting. Oh my god, so that would be massive. So, just theorizing, if you start in Shigura Village, this is what I'm thinking. You can catch Hama Hama and Kaji for like a day or two and see if you're catching big ones. And this is what I'm thinking. If you're catching big Hama Hama, you might be able to go around the map and catch big Baku Baku. And then if you're catching big Kaji, you might be able to go around and catch big Gobbler. Because it's kind of weird that I was catching massive Kaji and now I'm catching massive Gobbler. But I wasn't catching record setters. There are people who believe in the golden hour thing, but we need more information directly from the code to be able to tell if that's actually a thing or it's just placebo. I've had some people tell me like 5 to 6 o'clock, and then it's just like, maybe I should actually check that out. And every so often I'll actually catch like a decent fish at like 5 or 6 o'clock. So there is definitely something to time of day, but like I've caught 3 Hama, I've got video of this. I've caught 3 Hama Hama during the middle of the day and then proceeded to catch a 4th fish as night rolls around, and it was a Kaji. And it was just like, what is happening? So I think time of day definitely matters, but I'm not sure if the game developers went as far as to program like, you only catch the perfect fish at the perfect time of day. Like, there might be like better bite chances for sure, but I'm not sure if the perfect fish is hidden behind like the golden hour. So it's still on the table, but that's such a hard thing to even like test. You would pretty much have to play on an emulator and use save states at like exactly like 450 something, so you could get a cast off, making sure it's always 5 o'clock. But then again, you'd have to reset your game, make a new save state, and then you'd have to check for like, hey, am I getting good RNG or not? But that's kind of what I've been doing, but with PS2 resets. I'll make like a save at 5 a.m. and I'll fish through the day to see if I have good fish, and then I'll reset. And like, it's led to some success. I used to wake up really early in the morning and I would do resets until I caught a giant fish and like the first 5 to 10, maybe 20 catches. And then if I caught something massive, I would play for the rest of the day. And I caught some serious records. But I really haven't seen anything since then. It's been a while since I've done a 12-hour fishing stream, so it could just simply be that. But it's also pretty hard to just sit down and record fishing for 12 hours and know that there's like a 90% chance that you're not going to catch a new record. So like, it gets a little dwindling on the sanity meter. So for a while, I have switched to shorter fishing sessions, and that has led to one actual like legitimate world record. And then it's led to quite a few personal bests. But just, I mean, I took one world record, but I think it was 0.6 millimeters. And it was just like, is it worth it? Is my sanity worth it? And it's kinda, yeah, it's kinda worth it. So I keep saying this because it makes me feel better every time I say it. So for the next 2 months, I will be grinding, fishing pretty much nonstop. Until like my daily sanity meter's reached, and then I'll quit. Especially now, because somebody has informed me that I was playing Pokemon Crystal wrong, and I might actually be able to get my Celebi, and that like just warms my heart. I am glad that you love it. We have about 10 or 12 people. There's 2 people who are a little, I don't want to say suspicious. They're definitely fishers, and they're kind of warming up to me. But they definitely didn't like me at first, which is totally fine because I was an asshole to them. And that's just how I am. It's just kind of how I am. But they're coming around. They're coming around. They're joining the group. I haven't seen them around, but they're definitely fishing. Yeah, I tried listening to a video. I was watching a little Markiplier Lethal Company while fishing one morning, and it just distracted me. I almost lost a fish, and it was just like, I can't do this. It's definitely relaxing, and you can watch a video, but doing like this stuff where you try to catch a record and 2 mistakes loses you a fish you've spent 200 hours looking for, it's just not worth it. But yeah, no, 3 months ago, absolutely, I would have agreed with you, but I'm too far deep. Too far in. I've lost it. I've got fish madness. I've got ick, I think is what they call it in the medical field. But there's some dedicated modders for Dark Cloud 1 who have basically just, I mean, uncovered everything about fishing. And it'd be really cool if they would one day make it to Dark Cloud 2, but I don't think they will, because, yeah. So you say that, and like, I definitely do hyper-focus on things. It's definitely something I've done my entire life, but it was just so funny because it wasn't even like me. It was, I found 2 other people who were like fixated on it and working so diligently, like actually doing some legitimate science. I'm just fishing. But they were like doing like legit testing and stuff like that. And the guy who sparked the original question had never even played this game before. And like, that's just what like threw me for a like loop. Because I was like, oh, I'm in this crazy playthrough. I'm 100 hours into chapter 3 and I'm doing all these glitches to get like crazy stuff. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Just check out the Reddit. I think it's pinned. I think it's like the top thing on the Dark Cloud subreddit is the mods list for Dark Cloud. And actually, I think they just like updated it as of like 5 months ago. So like, I'm pretty sure they're never coming to Dark Cloud 2. So, I'm gonna basically just have to catch the perfect fish. So we're going to equip that, and then I'm going to equip that, and I'm going to take that, and I'm going to do this, and do that, and you're probably wondering, what is wrong with this guy? And I'm doing that because I want to see if I catch the same or like the same fish as I did when we entered this place. See if we can get those 120s to show up again. Because technically I would have changed the game's RNG by having 1 less lure. So I'm going to do a little duplication to see if we can add that lure back and make those fish reappear. I don't know. I don't know. But you don't know if you don't test. And you don't remember if you don't write it down. And you know what that means, right? More content for tomorrow. Not kidding. It means insanity. No, actually tomorrow will be Rogue Galaxy. I've been putting that off for too long. I just hope the people who want to see Rogue Galaxy actually get to see it. I always feel bad when they're not there. I just started my playthrough last year, so it's never too late. If you want to feel bad about yourself, though, go ahead and tack on Dragon Quest VIII, which is probably Level 5's greatest game. I've definitely played Dark Cloud 2 my entire life, but I know when a better game exists. It's good. Dragon Quest VIII is like a masterpiece of a game, and it's hilarious that Level 5 made it. You didn't like Dragon Quest VIII. Why? Why? Tell me. Now, if you just say turn-based, I will respect that, because that's, you know, absolutely a valid opinion. The end game. Interesting. What'd you not like about the end game? That wasn't what I was expecting. So much grinding. Really? That's hilarious. I'll have you know my dream is to get to level 70 before the boat. Well, on PS2. I'm level 78 pre-boat on the 3DS. I'm assuming somebody had some bad metal slime luck. A little unlucky with the old metal slimes. Till then it was good, but I grinded a bit between quests, and it was just, I grinded metal slimes in the end. Yeah, no, see, it is, I will admit, it is kind of like, the way they set it up, it is kind of shitty, because, like, by that point in the game, you're like, oh, I've got fucking the Godbird Stone. I can fly around the map. Let me just zoom. And then you find, like, liquid metal slimes and king metal slimes, and you're like, okay, here we go. Here we go. And just, I mean, you just can't kill them. Like, it's just, I mean, I get the gimmick, but, like, you just can't. It's like, I get it. I do get it. Did you play PS2 or 3DS? Because hilariously, I broke the game wide open on the 3DS, and I thought it was so much more fun. I think the PS2 version's more fun to actually play because it's the Dark Cloud engine, but I think the 3DS version is a much better game. You can literally make a max strength character at the start of the game if you want to. They let you grind that much in the 3DS version. It's crazy. There is no being underpowered in the 3DS version of the game. Even more so if you can emulate it, because there's DLC items you can no longer access. We got screwed on the length there. That could have been much longer. Yeah, I love actually playing the PS2 version. Oh, so much fun. But there's so much stuff added to the 3DS version that it makes the the PS2 version feel incomplete. It's a bit of a bummer. Like, one of the craziest things is in the 3DS version, they added these little chests that refill every day. And just outside of the first town, you can collect thousands of gold and just buy whatever you want. Oh, yeah. No, it's definitely a weird aspect of Dragon Quest games, because they really kind of expect you at a certain point to just fight metal slimes, then liquid metal slimes, and then king metal slimes. And it's just like, who wants this? But again, in the 3DS version, there's a certain point in the game where you come across 7 chests that respawn every day, and they can potentially pulled a seed of agility, and I just farmed like 200 seeds of agility to the point where my character could outspeed the metal slimes, and then it was just a matter of a 50% chance of hitting a critical hit or not with my special attack, and they died because I was always faster, so they couldn't run first turn, and it just broke the game fundamentally. It's so funny because my character, no matter what, goes first now, and it's like, it's my turn. Yeah, it's Rogue Galaxy, apparently, which is like the saddest thing ever. So, from what I can understand as an artiste, oh, this might be a good one. They basically made Dark Cloud 3 and then realized that the world wanted Star Wars, and they copied Final Fantasy 12. It's not a bad game, but like they definitely should have just tried to make Dark Cloud 3 and called it Rogue Galaxy, but Rogue Galaxy is definitely not Dark Cloud 3. It is, but like there's a Dark Cloud 3 somewhere else, and it's not Rogue Galaxy. Literally, the main character of Rogue Galaxy is Jaster, an orphan boy born in a desert planet just recently taken over by the Galactic Empire, and he dreams of being a space pirate. 310! That's a huge one! That's a good one. That's really good. Yeah, but it was small. We got screwed on the size. Yeah, so there's a range when you roll the length of the fish that can actually, yeah, it's nonsense. It's super annoying, but there's a range you can roll. Yes, the types of, exactly. We know Kaji have up to a 100 FP range for every centimeter. So like a 150 can be 500, or it could be 600. It's most likely going to be a 500. Now, I'm seeing good fish again. This is pretty interesting. I wonder if this is another big one. Interesting, interesting. The bobber so badly wants to go underground. We also were wondering if the later in the game you are, the bigger the fish. Let's see, not bad. 250 is a pretty low roll, but 93 could be pretty high, we've seen. Yes. Dark Cloud 1 has a bigger following than Dark Cloud 2, I want to say. Maybe it's just because I've spent so much time on the subreddit that, like, I've grown a bias whenever I don't see people, like, saying Dark Cloud 2, Dark Cloud 2. But from what I can tell, Dark Cloud 1 is the more popular game. And that's because it's actually more of a, like, hey, we're trying to beat Zelda over here. I can agree with that. I really wanted to get into Dark Cloud 1, but I like to turn my brain off a lot of the time when I'm playing games, and I can't with the whole durability system at the start of the game, and that ruined my first playthrough. I'll eventually go back, but like, it stresses me out. Oh, it stresses me out to have to do like quick math to be like, can I beat this guy or should I run away? But like when you're actually in the dungeon, because I have the like the horrible OCD of like I have to defeat every enemy. I have to. It's like, okay, if I beat these guys with this sword and then I repair it, can I take them out with the dagger still? Or like, will I have enough to, okay, now what if I beat these guys with the dagger, break it, and then switch to the sword? But like, I didn't know that this, because in this game, I think the most an enemy will do is like 3 or 4 weapon HP. But like, the statues do like 5 in the first game. And I think there was a moment where I hit like 2 mimics or 2 statues at once without realizing it, and it just broke my weapon instantly. And it was like, excuse me? And like I went back and watched the video and was just like, are you shitting me? I hit 2 enemies and my fucking weapon broke. And yeah, I was on like dungeon floor 5. I had found 2 swords. I made it to the back room and both of my swords broke. And it was just like, I'm out of here. Like, no way. I'd literally rather go fish in Dark Cloud 1. But, or not Dark Cloud 1, Dark Cloud 2. But I might go back to Dark Cloud 1 at some point. Because I still have that save file with both swords on it. I could just nice! See, it just wasn't even so much like invest in them early. It was just like I hadn't even had time to invest in them at all. I got them on like floors 2 and 3, and then on floor 5, I was like, oh wow, a back room. And then yeah, it was over for me. It was the first 2 hours I had ever played the game. I should have looked up more, but I'm honestly glad it happened because I found somebody else while I was playing this game who explained to me that, like, if I don't unlock the shop correctly, like, in the right order, I won't have all the items available. And, like, that's just... that would have, like, ruined my playthrough. If I had all this cool stuff, and then, like, I made 2 saves right after I had unlocked the store incorrectly, and then had to restart entirely. I'm also really looking into the speed run because I'd like to get to the ship floor and find out if it's a negative or an ABS down or whatever, so that I can actually do like my obsessive grinding and stuff like that, and then, you know, not do 80 hours or 200 hours of grinding. Be like, yeah, I got max weapons on everybody, time for the fucking ship. And then I find out, yeah, it's like a negative ABS floor. And it's like, oh. Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter. Interesting. What is that? Is that like a PS2? That sounds like a PS2 game. I have not, but I will check out a video of it, and if I like it, I can check out the local game stores for it. I have some pretty healthy local game stores. They get good selections. That sounds pretty good. I do like hyper strategy games. So what draws me to actually playing a game is being able to play a game and struggle with it and like learn the strategies and, you know, do all the stuff, learn the dance, do the handshake. But then like when you do a second playthrough, have the realization of like, oh my god, they give you the gold cloak at the start of the game and the fire sword. What happens if I combine these? Do I get to keep them out of... I get to keep the golden flaming sword outside of the tutorial. Holy shit. It's the strongest sword. Why do they let you have this? Okay, I will check it out then. Because like Dragon Quest VIII, for instance, you can actually beat the entire monster arena pre-boat and unlock all of the rewards. You have to get to level 70, but there is actually a monster team available that you can beat the whole of Monster Arena with. You can also beat Trapbox before you're supposed to, because he's available. Oh, interesting. It's a PS2 roguelike. Or I guess it's not even a roguelike. Is it a roguelike? No, because you probably don't lose the game if you die. Ugh. Did you ever hear of Necropolis? I thought Necropolis was going to be like one of the biggest games of the year when it came out. Okay, that is usually pretty fun. Oh, like just a straight up New Game Plus. Oh, but it's randomized. Interesting. Oh, that is a good incentive. I have no idea what's going outside in the kitchen, but it smells like somebody's making pancakes. I have no idea what that could be. We did not buy pancakes there. Oh, wait, did we? Did we buy pancake mix? I don't think I bought pancake mix at the grocery store today. Although I did pass out when I got home from the grocery store. I was exhausted. I will have to check out some videos of that. Do you have anybody you would recommend for a quick view, or should I just look up like just any video? Probably just any video. I'll have to check that out, yeah. I do love a good PS2 game. I'm not exclusively a PS2 streamer, but it just so happens that I've been only playing PS2 games lately. And on top of that, coincidentally, I've only been playing level 5 PS2 games lately. Oh, I do too. But I do play other games. I'm not just like a retro gamer. I mean, I kind of am, but like... I said this earlier. I think you were here. In 2 months, I will be playing pretty much Dragon's Dogma 2 non-stop. But if that game does not turn out to be excellent, I will very quickly switch to other games. However, I'm assuming it's going to be pretty good. Yep, 2 months. March 22nd. Yes, it does. I still can't even believe it's like a real thing. Yeah, and that's why I'm skeptical about 2, because they openly admitted at some point that Dragon's Dogma 1 was like 60% incomplete, and it's just like, okay, are you gonna finish it? And they were basically like, no, but we have microtransactions and a sweet Berserk DLC, and it's like, okay, I'll take the DLC. And then like a couple years later, they were like, okay, we lost the licensing on the DLC, so like, forget it. But here's another DLC that's huge. You guys are gonna love it. And it's like, oh, did you guys actually finish the game? What do you mean you added an entire new section of the game instead of finishing the rest of it? Okay, this is pretty good. And like, that's essentially what The Dark Arisen is. So 12 years later, them announcing that they were making a sequel has me very skeptical, but a lot of people have complained that it doesn't look like a new game, despite the fact that they've made it very clear that they're using the Resident Evil engine. That impresses me that enough people think it's the old engine, that they actually took the time to try to remake the old engine with the new engine. Yeah. So again, I've got confidence because it looks like they actually put a lot of care into it to like try to make the game feel the same as the old one, despite the fact that they didn't make any attempt to use the old engine. But that shows a level of care that's like actually important. Like, okay, this is like, that's PS2 levels of care. Like, this is what I have to work with, and I need to make it feel like this. And it's like, okay, that's actually like giving a shit. But at the same time, I'm so skeptical of the fucking 12 years later follow-up bullshit. Like, I got burned by Borderlands 3 so hard that, like, I don't trust anybody. It was the last time I was just like, oh my god, it's been 10 years. Like, they're finally doing it. They finally have the money. And then it was just like, I took a step back and it was like, motherfuckers always had the money. Like, the fuck is wrong with y'all? Where was this game 10 years ago? See, yeah, during the pre-order season of like 2012 to 2016, I was so hyped for it. I loved going to like GameStop and other stores and waiting in line and you know, get in your game with your little trophy or whatever. But, like, it just got ruined. Oh, dang. Dying Light 2 is pretty recent, but I have to say that I heard nothing about it after. So, yeah, that sounds about accurate. That sucks. Yeah, I haven't heard nothing. Yeah, see, the hype of everything for me started when I was younger. I pre-ordered Diamond and Pearl, and I got this cool, like, Game Boy stylus. And then, like, the pinnacle of it all was the Borderlands 2, like, loot chest. And, like, I should have been skeptical back then because the loot chest sucked, but, like, it was just so much fun waiting in line to get Borderlands 2 opening night and play it. Like, I didn't even care that the loot chest wasn't what they, like, officially offered. But it was no Fallout 76, I'll tell you that. That's probably my biggest gripe with modern games, though, is how bad they are at launch. Like, it's literally unacceptable. I like Borderlands 1 more, like, for the world. Because, like, I actually like that, you know, there's, like, hidden chests that make you feel like the developer was like, I wonder if anybody's gonna find this. Interesting. Fair opinion. I liked 2 for how they improved farming. I just felt like there was no farming legendary weapons in Borderlands 1 outside of, like, a couple legendaries and obviously Chromerics. I mean, there was, like, some spots, but yeah, 3 just, I literally can't play Borderlands anymore because, like, I like the movement and stuff from 3 and the gunplay, but I can't play 3. So I'll go back and play 2 and it's just like, what is wrong with this game? There's just not the nostalgia I wanted. And then I'll go and play 1 and it's just like, this fucker's clunky. I love this game, but, like, holy shit, it feels like I'm moving through water. Yeah, just 1 is a great time if you can pretty much play as Lilith and look past all the clunk. That is because they had not decided who they wanted to be yet. And while the humor doesn't hit exactly the same as back in the day, it at least, again, had, like, a charm to it. Whereas in, like you said, 2's definitely leaning super hard into that humor that they found. And then 3's just lacking it. I will admit, 3, Eden 6, is maybe my favorite in all of the series. That is one of the few times in the game where I actually totally forgot I was playing not a fun game. Fallout. Borderlands 3, Eden 6 is probably one of the few times that I was just like, wow, like, this is one of my favorite games of all time. And I mean, yes, there are a bunch of dinosaurs and stuff, and I love dinosaurs, so it's probably that. I surprisingly loved the Jacobs family. I thought they were hilarious. I do like Sir Hammerlock. What do we got here? Oh, $272.99. We're getting screwed here. Actually, if you're gonna go to the store, I would hate to do this, but I'm probably going to end stream and eat because it is dinner time. And I literally woke up from a nap and started streaming because I'd left my PS2 on all day because I wanted to test if I was gonna catch big fish, and I feel like we kind of confirmed it. But I, like, kind of really need to go eat. I'm starving. So if you're gonna go eat, probably not tonight. I'm probably gonna shiny hunt Celebi now that I know I've been screwing up for the last 3 years. But I will be back on tomorrow to stream Rogue Galaxy. Well, I'll probably stream fishing until everybody gets here for Rogue Galaxy. And then I'll stream Rogue Galaxy probably for the rest of the day. But if you don't want to see Rogue Galaxy, it might be a couple days. But I will be playing Rogue Galaxy tomorrow, and then Tuesday will either be fishing or another game. It's pretty much fishing or another game every day. Except for the weekends. I usually hang out with my mom on the weekends. But again, I left my PS2 on all day so I could test if we would catch big fish, and I feel like we confirmed that. Yes, I'm glad you resaid that. Let me put that in my phone after this fish. So yeah, again, I am wondering now if Kaji and Baku Baku, or no, Kaji and Gobbler are related, and Baku Baku and Hama Hama are related. Let me put that in my phone. Where is it? Yeah, I live near, well, I don't live near them. I go to local game stores. Well, I shouldn't even call them local then. I go to game stores that are near colleges, and like whenever like college kids move in or move out, they sell all their games and stuff, and you can get some sweet stuff. So let me put that in my phone real quick. I hate looking at my phone on stream. I always feel bad doing this, but it's actually related. Dragon? I don't think I've read that name. I really hope this isn't some sort of shelf game where I'm gonna fucking find out it's $200, but might be able to get a cheaper version. Sometimes they have not so beautiful ones, just in like those old paper envelopes that they'd put like blank discs in. Every so often you can find a game for like a third of the price just because there's no case, no booklet, nothing. And it's like, okay, I'll take that one. And they look at you like, oh, it's just a disc. And it's like, I don't fucking give a shit. You fucking weirdo. Sell it to me. But thank you for the recommendation. Thank you for stopping by. Again, if you don't want Rogue Galaxy spoiled tomorrow, I totally understand it. But if I see you tomorrow, it'll be a great time. I usually play for 2 hours at a time, and then I'll take a little 20-minute intermission, and then we go for about 8 hours. No, I'm like well into the game. But if you want to catch up, it is all on YouTube. Same name. Abstract Advocat. Parts 1 through 27 are all up on YouTube. And I cut nothing. It is the raw. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you get plenty of rest and magical things happen to you. Take care. Oh, this is a good one. It's juicy. This is gonna be my last fish. I need to go eat. This is juicy though. Juicy. What do we got? What do we got? Oh my god. If it's a 134, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm just gonna eat on stream. Alright, 134 and we continue. Oh, why did I say that? Why did I say that? Oh, thank god. Okay. Everyone, take care.